Riley O'Connor for the Cougars. Winds gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Could lead to a lot of long balls. We'll have it next for you here on North Metro TV.
North Metro Television.
North Metro TV is the public access television production studio that serves the northern suburbs of Blaine, Centerville, Circle Pines, Ham Lake, Lexington, Lino Lakes, and Spring Lake Park. In addition to teaching the general public how to produce their own programs, NMTV has a production staff dedicated to covering local news and sports, special events, elections, city meetings, and many more items of interest to the northern suburbs.
You are watching North Metro TV.
To Sofia and Gabriel. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. These stitches and threads join us together. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our everyday.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
Back here at Blaine High School Softball Stadium, Bill Hupp flying solo today here on North Metro TV as we take a look at the batting order for the Centennial Cougars. Peyton Corbin, the center fielder, will lead off. Then it'll be Kendall Cochran, the shortstop, followed by Addison Border, the second baseman. Gracie Nichols hits in the cleanup spot, the first baseman. Riley O'Connell in the circle today. She bats fifth. Willie Renslow will be behind the dish and catching, batting sixth. Kendall Seidenkrantz, seventh. Maddie Abernathy, third base, at batting eighth. And Ellie Mundale will round out the lineup. We'll show you Blaine here in a second as Lil Wright stands in and gets us ready to go here to deliver a pitch to the St. Cloud State-bound center fielder, senior Peyton Corbin. Corbin with good numbers on the young season. One of the better players. Here's Wright's numbers. Just 3 2/3 innings pitched. No walks, couple strikeouts, and a 1-0 record. Here's the pitch. Taken high for ball 2. They would normally have wanted to throw Sylvia Cochran, rather. But she hurt herself in practice and is expected to be out for about a month as the ball's taken inside, and it's 3-0. It's a big loss as she put up some impressive numbers, had a 0 ERA, a 1-0 record, 11 Ks, and just 1 hit allowed in 7 innings pitched. She basically pitched 1 game, but she was going to be the staff ace, and now they're going to look for some other people to step up with her in her absence as Corbin draws the 4-pitch walk to start us here.
Number 12, Kendall Cochran.
Brings up the shortstop, Kendall Cochran. As we take a look at the Blaine defense, Swenson, Schloman, and Dahlman left to right. Amen, Vogel, Beckman, and Schaefer on the infield, and a battery of Lavinka and Wright. As first pitch, Corbin takes off. Kind of an awkward dive into second, but doesn't even generate a throw as she's just laughing with her teammates on the bench. Not the most graceful of dives. She seems to be okay, though. Stolen base right away for Peyton Corbin. And Centennial immediately has a player in scoring position. 5 pitches already issued by Lil Wright to start things. That one taken outside to the shortstop, Cochran. Got a all white versus all blue matchup here. 2-0 pitch to Cochran from right. Corbin takes off for third. Throw down to third. Swipe tag. She beats it. Good throw. Good tag. Good play all around. But Corbin swipes her second base of the inning. And immediately she's at third base. Boy, that was a bang-bang play. One of those that Blaine would love to have challenged. Amen really slapped the tag down quickly. That is popped up on the infield, drifting back, and claiming it is Beckman for out number 1. So good job by Wright to at least get the first out. And that brings up Addison Border. We highlighted her in the open, batting .385, leads the team in total bases, RBI, and home runs with 2. Going to St. Ben's for her college softball. Wright's first pitch taken outside for a ball. We're in the top of the first. 1 out and 1 on here for Centennial. Runner at third base is Peyton Corbin. A single and 2 steals to get her there. Here's the 0 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 1. As always, good chatter going on the diamond. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Check swing, couldn't hold up. And it's strike 2. Corbin leads from third. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside. Ball 2. 2-2. Two-two pitch. And it is smoked at the shortstop. Good play by Vogel. Up with it. Throw to first in time. And the ground out gets the run in. So a RBI ground out, 6-3 on the put out. Border picks up the RBI. Corbin comes across to score, and it's 1-0 Centennial. Brings up Gracie Nickel. Power hitting first base. Wearing number 8. Here's the 1-0 pitch, bounced in, 2-0. Lil Wright has done well to pitch around damage, but she's kind of putting herself behind the 8 ball by falling behind these hitters. Wind out of the west-southwest at 21 miles an hour. Swung on and missed. And she chased an outside pitch, 2-1. 1-0 our score here. Two and 1 the count with 2 out and nobody on. Pitch taken outside. Lavinka is trying to pull those pitches back over the outside corner, but nothing doing. And Nickel is ahead in the count, 3-1. The pitch. Bounced in, and that's... Well, maybe we have the count wrong. 3-2. So the count is full. 3-2 the count with 2 out and nobody on, and a 1-0 Cougars lead. Here's the pitch. On the ground, Rick Thomas flicked a foot out at it, but couldn't keep it from going into the corner. He talks to Nickel. Pitcher Riley O'Connell in the on-deck circle. She would be next. Outfield playing her basically straight away. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Outside, a second walk of the inning issued by Wright, and that will bring up O'Connell. O'Connell will be in the circle today, and she's also the Northern State commit, so Division II softball. Bounced inside. Nickel takes a big lead, but Lavinka looks her back. One and 0 the count on O'Connell. Here's the pitch. Outside on the corner for a strike. Not bad temperature-wise in the upper 40s, maybe 50, but definitely blustering. On the ground to short. Vogel over to first, unable to be dug out at first, and on the throw, Nickel moves to second and then takes third. See if the official score. E3 on the reach. Not that there's an official score here or anything, but sees Riley O'Connell at first as the infield gets together for a little team chatter. Lily Renslow, the catcher, will stand in. A lot of these names, Corbin and Renslow and Cochran and O'Connell, long-time Centennial stalwarts, have been contributors since their freshman, sophomore years. And certainly feel like they have a chance to put things together. Just beat longtime rival Maple Grove 7-6. As a check swing could not be held up. So Renslow down in the count 0-1. Still in the top of the first, runners at the corners with 2 out. Right rocks and fires, and swung on. Throw down back to third as O'Connell takes second unopposed. Tried to throw behind Nickel and catch her napping, but nothing doing. So an opportunity here for the Cougars catcher to drive in a pair. Here's the pitch. Outside, and it's 1-2. Really fooled her on that drop ball. Off-speed pitch. Two on, 2 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw down to first in time. And Lil Wright pitches around the treble. But Centennial does strike first. They get the leadoff hitter on, and eventually she comes across to score. And after a half inning of play, it's 1-0 Centennial as we tell you about the Blaine starters. Bengals trying to stay warm here, so no actual hits in the inning. Technically an error and 2 walks, 2 left on base for Centennial. So we turn our attention to the Blaine Bengals starting lineup and the Centennial defense for manager Rick Thomas. Rick Thomas, the boss of, longtime bench boss for Centennial, and Zach Neighbor for Blaine. 1-0 our score here after a half inning of play from Blaine. As we take a look at the Bengals order, it'll be Vogel, Wright, and Schaefer to lead things off. Lil Wright, the pitcher, in the second spot. Marin Amin, who we highlighted in the open, bats cleanup and will play third. Haley Lavinka, the catcher, bats fifth. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Ellie Backman. Alicia Schloman will play center field and bat seventh. Bella Hunter, the designated player, bats eighth. And Ellie Swenson, the left fielder, will round out the lineup and bat ninth. To face Riley O'Connell, just 4 innings pitched this season, but 18.1 innings pitched. She's been the stalwart, 21 strikeouts, 12 walks, a 3.09 ERA, 2-1 record on the season. She's definitely their workhorse. In the circle, take a look at the Centennial defense. Mundale, Corbin, Seidenkrantz, left to right. Around the infield, Maddie Abernathy's at third, Kendall Cochran at short, Addison Border at second, Gracie Nickel at first, and a battery today of Riley O'Connell and Lily Renslow. They've been combined and been teammates and friends and a battery for several years now, but you can see with the jerseys and whatnot blowing how gusty it can get. Gusts of up to 21 miles an hour. May have said 25 in the open for dramatic effect. That's not right. Oh, say can you see the flag about to blow off the house. Leading off will be Emily Vogel, the shortstop. She digs in, slightly open stance from the right side against Riley O'Connell, future Northern State pitcher. Takes low. Vogel with those bright pink batting gloves. Made some nice plays in the field in the first inning. 0-1 the count. O'Connell rocks and fires, and it's taken low, and the count's even 1-1.
Give her a little bit.
The 1-1 pitch on the ground, over to her left. Cochran, long throw and plenty of time. Good heat on that toss. 4 out number 1. 6-3 on the put out. Just moved one step to her right and made the play. Will right now standing in from the left side. Infield playing in, anticipating bunt. She does indeed square and offer at the first pitch for strike number 1. I'm assuming that Lil is short for Lillian, and this is just her elaborate rap name. But it'd be funny if it was. She lays down the bunt but foul, and so she's behind in the count now, 0-2. Again, Connell, someone that averages 7 strikeouts per appearance, so certainly can put hitters away when she gets 2 strikes on them, as she's sort of gathering, may have some dust in her eye. Again, the wind really whipping here on this cold and blustery day in mid-April. Hard to believe we're already in mid-April. Second baseman Border threatens to charge, and ball's taken outside. Early 1-0 Cougars lead. They got the lead runner on. She stole second and third and came home on a ground out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Taken low, ball 2. When she's missing, at least so far, O'Connell is missing low. Over the plate, but low. O'Connell into her windup and delivers. Kind of half swing, and Wright goes down on strikes.
There's a pitch going into you. It's pretty nice.
Brings up Kayla Schaefer, the first baseman, batting from the right side. Yeah, it was sort of an indecisive offering from Wright as she sort of tried to kind of slap it down towards third. And the first strikeout of the game recorded for O'Connell.
Hey, no doubles. No doubles. Ellie, 0-3-3.
Thomas instructing his fielders to be at double depth, not give up doubles. That's bounced in, and the count's even at one. Schaefer blowing on her hands to try to stay warm. O'Connell into her windup. Here's the pitch. High ball 2. Northern State in South Dakota. I believe they're in Aberdeen, South Dakota. My Dakota's expert and director, Ted LaRue, informs me. That's called strike. The umpire has a slightly delayed strike call on this called strike, so it's a couple times where I thought it was out of the zone and he called it a strike. It's 2-2 now with 2 out and nobody on. As O'Connell's trying to go through this first inning, 1-2-3. Outside corner, called strike 3. Well, O'Connell sets him down in order, and after 1 inning of play, Centennial leads Blaine in this softball cat clash, 1-0.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Well, softball in April in Minnesota, you're going to get a lot of that. Blankets, hats. Luckily, all these people own blankets, I think, because, you know, when you sit in hockey rinks, you got to wrap the legs up, you know, at all times of the year. 7, 8, 9 in the order due up for Centennial as Seidenkrantz, Abernathy, and Mundale will bat. That one called strike. As the right fielder Seidenkrantz digs in. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Seidenkrantz looking to set the table. She weaves at that one. Never had a chance as that was always going outside, and it's 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, bounced in the dirt again, throw down to first in time. So the second straight strikeout recorded by Lil Wright, and there's quickly 1 up and 1 down. Brings up Maddie Abernathy, the third baseman. Like you said, with Sylvia Cochran down for maybe half the season, they're going to need their other pitchers to step up as that one misses outside. They're going to need their other pitchers their youngsters to step up and eat some innings that she normally would have taken, being the staff ace. Misses wide. White bats, white helmets, white uniforms, red lettering and trim for Centennial. And that one misses wide, and it's 3-0. She walked 2 in the first. One of them came around to score. Two walks and a couple strikeouts. Make that 3 walks as she puts Abernathy aboard. First base runner of the second inning for the Cougars. Brings up Ellie Mundale. Hasn't had many at-bats, just her 7th of the season, but she's done damage so far. 4 of 6 with 5 stolen bases. Well, don't often see those numbers as she squares and then pulls it back. Don't often see as many basically stolen bases. More stolen bases than hits is a pretty rare thing. But she must be okay taking walks too. Mundale starting in left field for the Cougars tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Wrapped on the ground, but foul. Centennial 3-1, tied atop the conference with Anoka. Their only loss this year was to East Ridge, 5-4. Blaine, meanwhile, 2-2 on the young season. Here's the pitch. Squares again, offers this time, and the strike 2 call is made. This being Centennial Blaine. Of course, a lot of the kids know each other, growing up in the sort of softball ranks in the northwest suburbs here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. On the ground to third. It goes off of Amen, and she has to eat it. No throw. So 2 aboard now, as that was juggled at third base. So the error puts a runner aboard. Still no hits for Centennial officially. 2 errors and 3 walks responsible for the base runners. That one bounced in. Neither runner advances. Good block out there by Haley Lavinka. The boys lacrosse game going on as well as Peyton Corbin digs in. Corbin, no official at bat yet. She was the one that walked, stole second and third, and then came in to score on the ground out. That one goes between the legs of Lavinka all the way to the backstop and allows both runners to move into scoring position. Tried to get down and block it, but just not quite enough. And it went all the way to the backstop. So now the count is 2-0 with runners at second and third, and the dangerous St. Cloud State commit up at bat. Doing what a leadoff hitter does, making the pitcher work as she looks at a ball outside. 3-0 the count. At this point, you might consider just putting her on intentionally and dealing with Cochran. Here's the pitch outside, and that ultimately is what happened. So second walk for Corbin here tonight, and it loads the bases for Kendall Cochran. Cochran popped out to the second baseman, Beckman. She's 0 for 1 today. Chance right here for Centennial to break this game wide open with the bases loaded and 1 out. And sure enough, that's going to prompt a visit from Zach Nienaber as Centennial's kids run over and talk to Rick Thomas. So a little strategy discussion going on. Temperature again at first pitch 49, winds out of the west-northwest 21 miles an hour. There's the lacrosse. Blaine against, I should know this, somebody. And I believe Blythe Whaley might be on the call for North Metro TV. Unconfirmed. But I know Blythe is doing a lacrosse game tonight. As we get back to action. I'm sure the message is throw strikes. Centennial with 2 walks in each of the first 2 innings. They've also benefited from an error in each of the first 2 innings. Bases full of Cougars. They'll play in at the corners, anticipating a possible bunt from Cochran. Right, winds and fires. And it's blocked and taken low. So it's 1-0. It's the pitch. Over for a called strike. Addison Border would be next. She's responsible for the lone RBI. Leads the team in RBIs and home runs. So be a big benefit for Wright to get this hitter right here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Offers at it, and it's a called strike anyway. Tried to check her swing, but ultimately she's behind in the count now, 1-2. Right, checking that wristband on her left arm. Winds and fires. And it's on the ground to third. They'll go home for 1. That's all they'll get. Nice play there by Amen to Lavinka for the...
Hey, that's 2 now, right? Let's get the easy one here. Go the short way.
5-2 fielder's choice. So that takes out Abernathy. Brings up Border, Addison Border with the bases still loaded. And still a chance here for Centennial. They have the right kid up. It's 0 for 1 with an RBI ground out. We're in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Outside. Ball 2. Right. Got to be careful falling behind these hitters, these Centennial Cougars, too much. Falling behind them in the count. Then you're forced to throw strikes. On the ground, Amen to her left, over to first, and it gets past the first baseman, Schaefer. That will allow 2 runs to score. And the error on the first baseman, Schaefer, ultimately allows Centennial to pick up 2 more runs as Mundale and Corbin score. It was right there. But ultimately just not made. Play not made ultimately. So Border advances to second. Cochran now stands at third. No RBI on that play, as that one's taken on the inside corner for a strike, but regardless, damage done. And again, they have not hit a ball out to the outfield yet, and yet Centennial leads 3-0. Second and third, 2 out. That one bounced in, good block by Lavinka. The H is silent, thank you very much. The 1-2 pitch from Wright. Oh, and a great change up there gets Gracie Nickel, who was ahead of it, and so she goes down swinging. But Centennial tacks on a couple more runs, taking advantage of some walks and some errors. Add to the middle of the second. Cougars lead it 3-0.
Share new perspectives with North Metro TV. Capture breathtaking cinematic images. Business exteriors, scenic landscapes, sporting events, or community images. With a professional videographer at the controls, North Metro TV will tailor a package for your budget. For high-quality photo and video aerials, contact North Metro TV.
Overcast, maybe a little bit of sun out to the west, but certainly cloudy otherwise on this cold and blustery day. Could be colder, but right now Riley O'Connell and the Cougars have a 3-0 lead as Centennial goes back to work. And with their senior-laden defense and O'Connell in the circle, they've got to feel good about even a lead like 3-0. As O'Connell struck out 2 of the first 3 that she faced against Blaine, setting them down in order 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first. Marin Amen, Haley Lavinka, and Ellie Backman due up here in the bottom of the second for Blaine. O'Connell's first offering taken for a called strike. See, I just anticipated that was going to be called strike. Pitch just off the outside edge, 1-1. They're playing her in at the corners. This is the most dangerous hitter, at least statistically, in the Blaine lineup as she swings and ticks that one off, 1 and 2. Amen just a freshman, but making an impact already on this young Bengals team. A couple home runs, leads the team with 12 total bases. 385, 5 hits on the season. Bounced in, and it's 2-2. Kind of amazing, but we're an inning and a half in, and not one ball hit out to the outfielders yet. Everything's been on the infield. As that is fouled off. Right side. Not close enough to trouble our truck. Count is 2-2 on the third baseman for Blaine, Marin Amen. Here's the pitch. And Amen smokes it right at the left fielder. It handcuffs Mundale, and Amen streaks towards second. Show Regent standing up. It's a leadoff double here in the bottom of the second for Blaine. Gonna give a double on that one, as that was kind of a tough play for the left fielder. It was right at Mundale, but she was sort of betwixt and between. And just as I talked about how no one had hit anything to the outfield, it was right at Mundale. She could not handle that hot smash. Catcher Haley Lavinka looks at a called strike on the outside corner. Lavinka with a runner in scoring position. As Amen picks up her 6th hit of the young season. Pitch on the ground, past the diving shortstop Cochran. Amen will hold at third, so there will be runners at the corners for the Bengals. 2 straight hits for Blaine. It's 2 more hits than Centennial has, and yet Blaine trails 3-0. So that brings up Ellie Beckman, the second baseman. As soon as I get her name right, I get her position wrong. As Centennial is going to have a little mound visit conference. Try to set the defense again. So many experienced seniors out there. Renslow seemingly the one doing the talking as the catcher. Alicia Schloman, the center fielder, to follow. Bright blue batting gloves worn by Ellie Beckman. Say that 3 times fast. Open stance from the right side as the wind gusts continue, and again O'Connell has to step out because she got dust in her eye. Got to get her some of those clear shades. And now they will pinch run. Courtesy runner for the catcher. Ada Bush running. So Bush stands at first, Amen at third. Opportunity here with the first 2 aboard for Blaine. O'Connell winds and delivers. Called strike on the outside corner. I mean, you may as well offer it at that point, because you know that that outside strike, the one that's kind of being pulled back over the corner, is being called. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses, very close. Not sure if we'll see Bush try to take second. Beckman awaits the 1-1 pitch. Bounce pass Renslow to the backstop, and a run scores. Amen slides in from third. Bush advances to second, and the wild pitch gives Blaine a run. No RBI, obviously. Yeah, that just took a funny hop after it bounced in front of the plate, and there was no chance to get Amen from third. Made a nice read on it. Still a runner in scoring position here for Blaine. Square and offer, and Beckman misses it. So it's 2-2. Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed. Third strikeout of the game recorded by Riley O'Connell. And the all-important first out of the inning. Just blew a fastball past her. So it brings up Alicia Schloman, center field today. Standing in from the left side. Tried to hit the inside corner, just missed. If I were a pitcher, I would just be trying to live on that outside corner, because he's calling that outside strike. And it's just a tough one to reach or do anything with, really, as that's low and inside for ball 2. We're in the second, a 2-run lead for Centennial, but Blaine threatening to add more. Here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Just like that. That is what I would be doing if I were a pitcher. Because there's not much that, unless they go the other way with it, there's not much a batter can do with that pitch, and he's willing to give it. That one misses wide, 2-2. Excuse me, 3-1. Seemingly everyone has the armbands. That's replaced the coach's signals, I guess. And taken outside, ball 4. First free pass issued today by O'Connell, and it puts runners at first and second. Brings up the designated player, Bella Hunter. I was hoping to hear some Rush or something for walk-up music, but it's not not this age, no, not this generation. Maybe a little Tom Sawyer or something.
Here we go. Work hard. 2-1-3.
Bengals 1 out in the inning, but 2 on, and a 1-0 count on Hunter. Here's a pitch. Low and inside, ball 2. Now it's O'Connell who's starting to fall behind hitters. It's the 2-0. Outside, 3-0. This is the bottom of the order, too. Ellie Swenson, the left fielder, waits on deck. That one over for a called strike. Not swinging out 3-0. Connell gets the sign. Here's the 3-1 pitch. On the ground, back up the middle, a base hit. They're waving the runner home, the throw to the plate. O'Connell snags it. And a good job by Bush of getting back to the bag. I think she would have been dead to rights at home. But as it is, it's bases loaded for the Bengals here in the second. Kind of waiting for a visit to the mound from the Thomas or somebody, and sure enough, he's heading out there right now. Good throw home by Corbin. And again, O'Connell cut it off. So Ellie Swenson with the bases loaded and just 1 out in the inning. A lot of hard hit balls in this half inning for Blaine. Coach Thomas sporting the beard these days. Nine hitter in the order, Ellie Swenson. Standing in with a chance to get her team back in this ball game right now. As Renslow gets the call from the dugout. Sets up outside, and the call is made. Strike 1. Thomas calling out the defensive signals from the dugout as the pitch is delivered just outside. That one bounced in. And I keep saying it's Ellie Swenson, but it's actually Olivia Loggett who is at bat, not Swenson. So not sure what the story is there, but Loggett is the hitter off the bench with the bases loaded and just 1 out in the inning. Here's the 1-1. Called strike on the outside corner. I guess this music is coming from the football stadium, yeah. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. O'Connell paints it a beauty. And Loggett goes down on strikes. So the last 4 outs have been recorded via the strikeout by O'Connell. And that one, again, not right on the black, but held there beautifully by Renslow. Turns the order over for Emily Vogel, the shortstop, now with 2 outs and the bases still loaded. O'Connell misses wide. Vogel 0 for 1 today. She grounded out to the shortstop Cochran in her first plate appearance. 3-2-1 our score. As their ball misses outside and it's 2-0. One in, 3 on. 3 hits in the inning as well as a walk. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, there is a called strike.
Way to move out there, Sidey. 3-2-4.
O'Connell winds and delivers. Outside, ball 3. Nowhere to put Vogel. The 3-1 pitch. And shot to right field. That'll get down and 1 hop off the wall. It could clear the bases. They're waving them around. Now they'll stop at third, but a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Emily Vogel, and we're tied at 3. Big blast to left, 2 RBI clutch for Emily Vogel, who just went the other way with it, past Seidenkrantz, over her head. As you see, 1 hops the wall. Might have cleared the bases, but probably smart to stop Hunter at third. Schloman and Lavinka scored as Little Right squares and then pulls it back. 3 runs in the inning. We've got a whole new ball game, 3-3 our score. Hunter stands at third, Vogel at second. O'Connell needs another strikeout. Again, squares and fouls it this time, and so the count is 1-1. Blaine battling here at home against the 9th-ranked Centennial Cougars. Right, 0 for 1. She struck out swinging in the first. Again, she squares and offers and misses it. 4 Ks on the day for O'Connell. She struck out 2 Bengals in each of the first 2 innings. Infield is in. Here's the 1-2. And it's hit in the air softly, but then lots of topspin takes it foul. Right, trying to shake off her hands on this cold Monday afternoon. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Wright chops it foul again at first. Just trying to slap it toward third and use her speed to beat it out. O'Connell, long inning, trying to get out of this with a strikeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. High and tight, and it's 2-2. Right, able to laugh about that one. Big pitch here, 2-2. On the ground softly to third, over to first, not in time. Blaine takes the lead. Well, Wright did exactly what she wanted to. Abernathy couldn't have done anything else. Wright just beat it the ground out down the line for an infield single, an RBI, and the lead. Abernathy's throw was high, but that would have been an infield single regardless. So now it's Kayla Schaefer as Blaine looking to bat around here in the second inning. Hunter scored from third on that safety squeeze. Vogel now at third. So first and third for Kayla Schaefer, who struck out looking to end the first. Down in the count 0-1 here. 4 runs in the inning for Blaine. That one on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-2. Two outs. 3 of these 4 runs have come with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And it's into center field, a base hit. That'll drive in Vogel. Right goes to third. First and third once again, and Blaine increases its advantage to 5-3. 3 straight hits by the top of the Blaine order have really allowed them to take control of this game. A 2 RBI double and 2 consecutive RBI singles as Marin Ahmed, the cleanup hitter, now stands in. That was just a little blooper past the second baseman into center field. Marin Ahmed doubled to lead off this second inning, advanced the third, and then scored on a wild pitch. Doubled to left. Hardest hit ball of the day by far. Connell fires one in and misses. Just trying to get out of this long second inning. But high and outside. Could be headed for like a 10-9 game. Two 2-0 the count, 2 on, 2 out, 5 in so far for Blaine. Ball outside, 3-0. Gotta be careful with the dangerous Marin Ahmed at the dish. Here's the pitch. Taken low, a 4-pitch walk to Amon. She's aboard for the second time this inning. That brings up Haley Levinka. Bases loaded for the Bengals. 2 walks. 6 hits in the inning and 2 walks. 10th batter of the inning at the dish. That one on the outside corner for a strike as Levinka singled and scored in this inning. 1 for 1 today. It's the 0-1 pitch. Called on the outside corner, 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the second. The 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Five 3 our score. O'Connell rocks and delivers and bounces it. Good block by Renslow. 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3 and 2. Well, it's a little bit dangerous to live on the edge like that. Not put anything down the middle. And now, nowhere to put Levinka. Count is full. Here's the pitch. Back on the ground to O'Connell. She'll go to first with it. But the damage done. 5 runs in the inning for Blaine on 6 hits and a couple walks. They leave them loaded. But we head to the 3rd inning here in Blaine. Bengals lead it 5-3. Rocking and rolling here in Blaine through 2 innings. So much has happened. 3 errors on the Bengals' part, but 6 hits, and they lead it 5-3 as we start the 3rd inning. 5, 6, and 7. Six, 7, and 8. Or excuse me, 5, 6, and 7 due up in the order here as O'Connell, Renslow, and Seidenkrantz will face right. Misses outside right with 3 strikeouts so far. Centennial has yet to have an official base hit. 3 errors and 4 walks, 4 walks. As O'Connell smokes it to 3rd, Amen up with it over to 1st in time, and the leadoff batter is retired. Brings up Lily Renslow, the catcher, who struck out to end the 1st inning, 0 for 1 today. Centennial hoping the bats can wake up here. That's wrapped on the ground to short. Vogel up with it, strong throw, high, but in time to retire the speedy Renslow. Does not run like a catcher. She was hustling down the line, but a good play made. And 2 up and 2 down quickly here in this 3rd inning. Kendall Seidenkrantz, the right fielder, also a strikeout victim to lead off the 2nd. She takes the ball low. Centennial trying to remain undefeated in Northwest Suburban Conference play as that one's bounced in. If you hear music in the background, it's from the football stadium as the Blaine lacrosse team warms up ahead of their game. Guessing JV and then varsity later tonight. The 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike. I've gotten good at anticipating when that outside corner strike is going to be called. 2 out, nobody on here in the Centennial half of the 3rd. Swung on and missed. Off speed fooled Seidenkrantz. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Seidenkrantz smokes it into left field. It'll get down in front of Swenson. And it's a 2-out base hit for the Cougars right fielder. Wright was hoping to pick up a 1-2-3 inning, but instead Abernathy will come to the plate. As Rick Thomas talks to his umpire. And it looks like we will have a pinch runner. Courtesy runner, indeed. Denver Hogberg. Or Hogberg. First pitch bounced in for a ball as Abernathy, who walked and was stranded at third, well, she was eventually thrown out at home, I suppose. So 0 for 1 today. Wright would love to get through this inning unscathed as Abernathy fans at that one. And actually, should have noticed this sooner, to be honest, but Paige Dahlman, now the pitcher of record, as that one's fouled down the line. Paige Dahlman now pitching for Lil Wright. Dahlman with some and Lil Wright is out in center as that one's off the catcher's glove, and it allows the runner to advance as Seidenkrantz takes second. By Seidenkrantz, I of course mean the courtesy runner Hogberg. 2-2 the count. If you're still with us after all that, it's a 2-run lead for Blaine. Runner at second, 2 out, and 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch by Dahlman. On the ground to third. It'll stay fair. Nope, they call it foul. He thought Amen had picked it up in time, but ultimately Abernathy gets another crack at it with the count at 2-2. Dahlman, one of the better pitchers on this staff. More around the strike zone in this inning as that's bounced in. Right, with 2 innings, no runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, or no hits, I should say. 5 runs. On the ground, Amen up with this one. Good throw over to first in plenty of time to get Abernathy. So Dahlman works around a 2-out single. To the bottom of the third we go. Blaine leads it by 2 here at home.
Forever.
Riley O'Connell goes to work for the third inning, as she looks to have a more uneventful inning than the second. Top of the first was 1-2-3, or bottom of the first was 1-2-3. But Blaine plated 5 in the second inning. Starting to drizzle out there as well, so if the cold and wind wasn't enough for you, how about a little rain? One and one the count. One and two the count on Ellie Beckman, who struck out. She's 0 for 1 today. Down the right field side and foul behind the Centennial dugout. 1 and 2 the count. Two and two the count. Here's the pitch. Outside. 3 and 2, and the count is full. 2 walks last inning led to part of the trouble for O'Connell. How will the rain affect things? Here's the 3-2 pitch. High, and she walks the leadoff hitter as Beckman reaches. We're in the bottom of the third. Blaine's got the leadoff runner aboard after a big second inning. Here's the pitch from O'Connell. Squares to bunt, and it's bunted foul. Alyssa Schloman at the dish, batting from the left side. She walked and scored in the second inning. That one not even close as it's high. Bella Hunter, the designated player, due up next. 1 and 1 the count. O'Connell uncharacteristically wild here. Came in with 21 strikeouts and 12 walks. That one taken high, and it's 2 and 1. She walked the leadoff hitter. Blaine not really activating the running game, not as much as Centennial anyway. Probably respecting Renslow behind the dish there. Here's the pitch. And misses high. 3 and 1. No, well, it looked high. Spoke too soon once again, and it's 2 and 2. Screwing our graphics team up with my missed calls. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one is a ball, I'm confident. We need a mic'd up umpire in this instance. Runner at first, 3 and 2 the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Here's the pitch from O'Connell. On the ground in between third and short, and it gets past Mundale for a second. No harm though, as the runners stay at first and second base. Schloman aboard for the second time today with a single. Brings up Bella Hunter, who's singled and scored in that pivotal second inning. Hunter, the DP today. turns, bunts, right back to O'Connell, who goes to first. But sacrifice moves the runners into scoring position as Beckman reaches third and Schloman stands at second.
Outstanding, outstanding.
Sack bunt 1-3 on the putout. Brings up Ellie Swenson, who did not get her at bat in the first time around. Olivia Logan took it for her, and she struck out. So first at bat of the day for Swenson, the left fielder. And first pitch swinging, shoots it down the left field line, but foul.
Go, Ellie. Go, you got it. Confidence, Caleb. 0-3-3. Hey, way to get ahead. Come on, dig deep. Let's go.
Swenson with ducks on the pond. Inside. Of course, even though Blaine is technically more western than Centennial, I don't think Centennial calls Blaine that team out west. 2-1 the count. 5-3 our score. 1 out as Rick Thomas will make the slow walk to the mound. You don't often see a mound visit mid-count, or maybe you do in softball. I have not seen it. Coach Thomas has a few words for his kids. Big spot here in the game. Blaine with a real chance to break things open.
Here we go, Cougars right here.
Here's the wind of the pitch. On the ground, charging the shortstop Cochran over to first in time. And it held the runners at first and second and third, so Beckman and Schloman did not score, so ultimately no harm, no foul. And there's 2 out in the inning. Brings up Emily Vogel. Vogel, big hit of the game, a 2 RBI double to right field over the head of Seidenkrantz out there. Chance to add, that was with 2 outs. Hoping she can do some 2-out damage here as that pitch is taken high and outside. Slow moving game, we're not even through 3. And as we near 6 o'clock. 5-3 our score. Here's the wind and the pitch. When taken upstairs, Connell just not had her best stuff here today. Vogel 1 for 2 on the day. That grounded out in the first and then hit that 2 RBI double in the second. So she's batted in every single inning so far as the Bengals leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch. Called on the outside corner. 2-1. O'Connell rocks and fires. Outside, 3-1. Vogel ahead in the count. Here's the pitch. High and outside, or mostly just high, but Vogel either way reaches for a second time today, and now the bases are loaded. Familiar territory for O'Connell. Lil Wright at the dish. He had an RBI single in that second as well, go along with a strikeout. the outside corner for a strike. Right, 1 for 2 today. That's a grip with her hands slightly apart on that bat handle. Squares to bunt. Renslow holds it, hoping for a strike, and it's a bit up. So 1-1 is the count. O'Connell delivers. Right offers at it and takes a strike. That one was not hard hit. The RBI single, she just beat it out. Put it on the ground almost like a slap bunt. O'Connell with the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3, or strike 3 is the result as Wright fanned it for the 3rd out of the inning. So Blaine threatens for a 2nd straight inning. They leave them loaded. 3 in the books here at Blaine. Bengals lead it 5-3.
Good evening. We will call the City Council meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Time is 6:30 p.m. I'm calling to order the City of Centennial Council meeting.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the City of Circle Pines, Minnesota regular City Council meeting.
Take your City Council anywhere.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ham Lake City Council meeting.
Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, Bill.
Lake Park City Council meeting is now called to order.
Subscribe to your city podcast on your favorite podcast platform. The past comes alive at North Metro TV, where we can help you transfer your old videotapes, films, cassette tapes, record albums, and even photographs and slides to DVD and digital so you can enjoy them again. North Metro TV, bringing the past to life.
Start of the 4th inning here at Blaine High School. Lots of sports going on. It's raining, it's chilly, it's windy. It's April softball in Minnesota as Paige Dahlman starts her 2nd inning of work. And she will face the bottom of the order to start with Ellie Mundale, who reached on an error and came around to score in the 2nd inning. She turns and tries to lay down a bunt, offers at it, and it's a called strike. 3 ground outs in the last inning. In a 2-out single was how Dahlman started her game. As once again, the rise ball, and Mundale offered at it and missed. So we'll see if she still decides to bunt. Down in the count, 0-2. In at the corners and charging. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1, no offer there. Mundale takes it inside. He's got those dark-rimmed glasses. And the count is 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Dahlman. Called strike 3 right at the knees. Buckled the knees with a nice breaking ball. And so Mundale is the first strikeout victim for Dahlman. And it brings up the leadoff hitter, Peyton Corbin. What a game for her so far. 2 walks, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs. As Corbin takes high. Corbin this season, 4 for 10, 3 doubles for the speedster. Here's the 1-0. Taken low, 2-0. She'd take another walk. Just get on base. She's at it in the count, 2-0. That one Looked to be low and outside, called a strike, 2-1. One out in the inning. Corbin fouls it off at the plate, and it's 2-2. Corbin been very busy out in center field and also on the base paths here. Dahlman winds. Here's the 2-2. That rise ball misses. 3-2. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Corbin swings over it, tips it into the glove for a strikeout. Second straight K recorded by Dahlman, and it brings up the shortstop, Kendall Cochran. Grounded into a fielder's choice in her last at bat. Also popped out to the second baseman, Beckman. And she takes a called strike on the outside corner. The count on Cochran. Here's the pitch. Cochran swings over the top, and it's 1-2. Here's Dahlman. Proving no match for the Centennial lineup as it's bounced in there. Good block again by Lavinka. Really gets down and blocks those wild pitches, moves really well back there behind the dish. Nobody on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Dahlman crouches and delivers. That one taken high, ball 3. So the counts run full to the shortstop, Kendall Cochran. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And that one called the ball, so Cochran reaches. He hesitated, not knowing whether that was going to be strike 3 or ball 4. It was ball 4, so brings up Addison Border, who had an RBI ground out and also reached on there. 0 for 1 today. Wraps it toward third, but foul. Slightly open stance from the right side. Use that toe tap. Cochran goes. Throw down to second. Not in time. Good sweep tag applied by Vogel, but Cochran had it swiped all the way. Second stolen base of the season for Cochran. Puts a runner in scoring position. That one on the outside corner, a strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Well, right there, fans wanted it, but it's called a ball. 2-2 the count. Runner at second base, 2-2, 2 out. A 2-run lead for the Bengals. We're in the top of the fourth. Here's the delivery. Swung on and missed. And how about the job by Paige Dahlman, who strikes out the side here in the bottom of the fourth. Or I should say the top of the fourth. Leaves the runner stranded. Sixth runner left on base for Centennial, and they still, they've recorded 1 hit. As we take a look at the game summary, and it's been an eventful game. It started out promisingly with a couple steals by Peyton Corbin. And Corbin would eventually come in to score on this ground out by Border. Couple errors in the top of the second then led to more runs for Centennial as they got staked to a 3-0 lead. But then the Blaine second inning happened. 6 hits, including that RBI double delivered into right field, and the Bengals 6 hits and 2 walks in the inning to score 5. And they did it in all kinds of ways, scratching out those 5 runs, singles, doubles, errors, walks. That's how they lead at 5-3 as O'Connell goes back to work here in the bottom of the 4th. Faces 4, 5, and 6. Beg your pardon, 3, 4, and 5 in the form of Schaefer, Amen, and Lavinka.
Come on, Jake, here we go.
O'Connell would love another 1-2-3 inning like she recorded in the first. She mowed Vogelwright and Schaefer down in the first, but second was a struggle, and then loaded the bases. Didn't allow a run in the third, but still loaded the bases. Blaine has left 6 on, as has Centennial. Here's the pitch. Kayla Schaefer 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking, also with RBI single for the first baseman. Here's the pitch. O'Connell misses outside. No, of course it's a strike, 1-1. Don't I know better at this point? I should.
2-3-3.
He needs a more demonstrable strike call, my opinion. That one outside. Even the catcher, Renslow, waiting just to see. Maybe they'll get that call. Pitching starting to settle in for both teams. 2-1 the count to Schaefer. Just outside, 3-1. And this is what O'Connell's kind of done all game. Fall behind hitters. Obviously, except that first inning.
3-3-4.
On the ground past the second baseman Border, and it's a leadoff single for Kayla Schaefer. Second knock of the day for her. 8th hit of the game for Blaine. And it brings up the cleanup hitter, Marin Amen. Amen doubled and scored on a wild pitch in the second, and also drew a walk in the third. A lot of ABs for this Blaine lineup. Her leads from first. Renslow decides not to throw behind her. Highlighted her in the open, and she's done nothing to but boost that average as she does so again. Single through the left side of the infield, and the Bengals have something cooking here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 straight singles to start the inning. Amen now 2 for 2 with 3 reaches. Certainly they've seen O'Connell over the years, but can't imagine they've ever hit her as well as they have in this game. 9 hits for the Bengals, as that one's taken low. Haley Lavinka, the catcher, singled and scored in the second, also grounded out to the pitcher O'Connell in the third to end that same second. So 2 at-bats have both come in that second inning. Productive as it was. That one on the outside corner to even it at 1.
Here we go, here we go.
And she's, as we said, played a nice defensive game back there behind the dish. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 2 on, nobody out. On the outside corner, Lavinka didn't like it. But that's been a strike all day.
Hey, you're good. 2 seconds here. Here we go. 4-1-2.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Lavinka chased a pitch outside. And a big strikeout recorded by O'Connell.
Come on, let's go.
Outside to the blue batting gloved Beckman. Struck out in the second, walked and was stranded at third in the third. Taken low and outside, 2-0. Again, O'Connell not doing herself any favors by falling behind these hitters. Weather conditions clearly not ideal. 1 out and 2 on. Here's a pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. I'll say this, the ump has been consistent. He's called that a strike all day long. Whether or not it is, we don't have that fancy little TV box, so hard to say. Looks outside, but rings it up again, 2-2. Runners stay at first and second. Schaefer and Ahmed, 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Kyle just running full on a lot of hitters. Pitch swung on and missed, and Beckman a strikeout victim for the second time today. Boy, O'Connell getting some timely strikeouts.
Here we go.
7th strikeout of the afternoon for O'Connell. Brings up Alyssa Schloman. She's had herself a day, 1 for 1. Single in the third, also walked and scored as she hits this on the ground to short. Cochran goes to second. In time to retire the side. So O'Connell works around a pair of leadoff singles, and after 4 innings, still 5-3 by Blaine.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Four, 5, and 6 due up in the order here to face Paige Dahlman in her third inning of work. Dahlman struck out the side against the Cougars in the bottom of the fourth, or excuse me, the top of the fourth. Now we're in the fifth. She faces Gracie Nickel, the first baseman. Walked in the first, struck out to end the second. So 0 for 1 today for Nickel. Claire to hit it on the left side a little bit as she fouls that one off. And the count is 1-1. Big gap between third and short as Amen hugs the line at third. That one bounced in, and the count's 2-1. Rain starting to pick up progressively here at Blaine High School softball field. On the ground, Amen positioned perfectly, plays it perfectly in time to get the runner. Now, it was dropped at first base, but they said Schaefer had already made the play. Good recovery by Amen, right even with the bag, to pick it up and make the play. Brings up the pitcher, Riley O'Connell. She reached on an error and also grounded out. 0 for 2 today. Stole a base while she was on. That's bounced in there by Dahlman. So Amen was positioned just perfectly right about a half step off the bag. And ultimately that's exactly where it was hit. Score's been 5-3 since the end of the second inning. We're in the fifth. Fouled off at the plate. O'Connell. No batting gloves or anything. Be interesting to see what she plays in college at Northern State. Confirmed they are the Wolves. Division II school out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And she smokes it into left field, right at the left fielder, Swenson, who can't make the play. O'Connell rounds second and cruises in with a stand-up double and shouts enthusiastically at her bench. Single with an error on the left fielders, so O'Connell stands at second for Lily Renslow. 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a ground out. Just the second base hit all game for Centennial. First one off of Dahlman. Good block again by Levica. She's a smaller catcher, so I think easier maybe to get down and block those ones in the dirt, but she does a nice job, very fearless. Sets up a target on the outside corner. Here's the pitch. On the ground to third, Amen bobbles it and then gets the runner in a rundown. Throw back, tag applied not in time. Good job recovering there by the pinch runner for Riley O'Connell at second, the courtesy runner. Eliana Franco, the courtesy runner at second or at third. And now we've got a conference as Rick Thomas wants to talk things over. Franco with an aggressive round around third, nearly got caught up as Amen knew she didn't have a play at first, so tried to get the runners in a rundown, and ultimately Franco, or the runner in a rundown, and ultimately Franco managed to scramble back to third. So runners at the corners now with one out here for Centennial. She's actually at second, is Lily Renslow. Not sure what to rule that exactly. We'll give her a single. hard shot. So runners at second and third now with one out. For Kendall Seidenkrantz, 1 for 2 today. Singled in her last at bat. Also struck out to lead off the second. Here's the pitch from Dahlman. Tapped back to Dahlman. In the pitcher's circle, low throw. They go home, and Franco scores from home. Wild throw. Allows Renslow to advance to third, and so Centennial claws back within one. It's 5-4. Not sure about an RBI on that play, as that was Franco advanced on the throw to first, the fielder's choice. Sure, we'll give an RBI. RBI fielder's choice for Seidenkrantz. As she gets thrown out, or RBI ground out. Wouldn't be a fielder's choice. It'd be a ground out for the second out of the inning. So now there's 2 down and a runner at third. As Maddie Abernathy stands in. 0 for 1 today, a walk and a ground out. Abernathy right hard at third, off of Amen. Centennial ties it as the ball trickles into left field. A line shot ate up Amen at third. Would have been a tough play. It's an RBI single for Abernathy. It's a whole new ball game here as Centennial has notched it at 5. It was a hard enough smash. As Renslow gets kudos, scoring from third. Vogel tried to snare it after it deflected off of Amen. Now it gets away from the catcher, allowing the runner Abernathy to advance to second. 3 singles in the inning have tied this game at 5. As the umps come together now to converse. What a wild back and forth contest this has been here in this cat clash in softball. Did the batter get hit by the pitch? That's what the umpires are discussing. Mundale is at the plate. They're saying she did not. Mundale today reached on an error and scored, also struck out looking. She's got a runner at second. Cougars have scratched across 2 runs here in the 5th to tie us. Wind continues to whip as this is hit off the glove of Vogel. She can't recover in time. E5, or E6 I should say. So Mundale reaches on an error again. And really, Vogel just came up on it too quick. It was hit right at her, but you really can't make too many mistakes in the field here, the base paths being short. There's not enough time to recover and get runners. The runner takes off for second here. Mundale has it without a throw. So now runners at second and third for the leadoff hitter, Peyton Corbin. 2 runs today for her, a couple stolen bases, couple walks, 0 for 1 officially. One high and outside. Good recovery by Lavinka. It's Blaine 5th inning feeling like the Centennial top of the 5th feeling like the Blaine bottom of the 2nd. 2-0 the count. 3 singles and an error here have the Centennial back in front. Vogel makes a snare to end the inning and get the Bengals out of trouble. Line shot from Corbin, snared by Vogel for the 3rd and final out. But the Cougars come back to tie it thanks to 3 hits and an error. The bottom of the 5th we go, tied at 5.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Fifth inning of work for Riley O'Connell. 5-5 our score, so she could still win this one with a little more offensive support for her team. Bottom of the order due up in this bottom of the fifth for Blaine, Bella Hunter, Ellie Swenson, and then the top of the order in Emily Vogel. She's put up a couple goose eggs since that second inning. Really, the second was the one that caused all the problems. 5 runs plated in that inning. Blaine has racked up 9 hits today, but they've also stranded 8 runners. Left the bases loaded twice. Bella Hunter singled and scored. Also laid down a nice sacrifice bunt. DP has had a nice game at the dish. One nothing. The count. Outside corner, 1-1. Rain continues to fall here. And the wind continues to whip. Really adverse conditions here for these players this afternoon. O'Connell rocks and delivers the 1-1. Back up the middle. She's got it, drops it, picks it up. And the first in time. I want to say that's O'Connell's like 4th put out of the day. A lot of tappers right back to her. But just like the first inning, she retires the leadoff hitter. First time she's done that since the first inning. And that just always helps a pitcher out. As it's Ellie Swenson who grounded out to short in her lone plate appearance today. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. You can see too, daylight starting to fade here as we near 6 o'clock. And by near 6 o'clock, I mean 6:18. Past 6 o'clock, near 6:30. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's foul. Emily Vogel waits on deck. Connell ahead in the count, 0-2. 5-5 our score in the 5th. Shot down the left field line, but foul. Lefty-righty matchup here, the 0-2. Swenson again fouls it off. This tries to get like a running start out of the box. 1 out, nobody on here in the inning. His batting gloves have seen some better days. O'Connell rocks and fires and gets the strikeout on the drop ball. Beautiful pitch there. Second strikeout today by the 9 hitter in the Blaine order. 8th strikeout of the game now recorded for O'Connell. So 2 down. O'Connell hasn't recorded a 1-2-3 inning since the first, and now Emily Vogel in her pink batting gloves standing in. Vogel, the big blow in the game, a 2-out, 2 RBI double in the second. She's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Also walked in the third. 1-0 count on her. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-0. Vogel getting on base like a good leadoff hitter does. Also been very active at short here today. It's the pitch. Outside for a strike. Two and one the count. Here's the 2-out pitch. Called strike again. This umpire's cold and wet like the rest of us. Well, I suppose I'm not cold or wet, but like many of us here. 2-2 the count. Two out, nobody on. Connell's pitch. That one 2 outside, and it's full. O'Connell just trying to keep the grip on the ball. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Fouled off by Vogel over the JV team from Centennial. Connell trying to put away Vogel, the Bengals leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, that one definitively called the ball. And Vogel, her second straight walk, third reach of the day. She really worked that walk. Brings up Lil Wright. Pitched 2 innings to start. Has struck out twice and also driven in a run with a single. Squares and goes outside for a ball. Throw back to first. Vogel not going anywhere. Five our score. We're in the 5th. Here's the 2-0. Outside corner. Not sure if that was a called strike or if she offered at it, but either way, it's a strike. Vogel leading from first. 2-1 the count on Wright. O'Connell winds and fires, and it's bunted right out. Third baseman picks it up, throws to first, not in time. Throw back behind the runner, also not in time. Vogel asks for time. So a nice bunt single for Lil Wright. Second infield single of the game for her. Vogel stands at second. Just really deadened it, and she's so fast, really scooted down that line. Not much that Abernathy could do about it. And they tried to throw behind Vogel, who was rounding second. So 2 straight hitters have reached after O'Connell got the first 2 of the inning. Brings up Kayla Schaefer, the first baseman. Schaefer has been one of the hitting stars of the day for the Bengals. 2 singles and an RBI, 2 for 3. Swings through that one, it's 1-1. Blaine trying to break through here again with 2 outs. pitch. Low, ball 2. Centennial and Blaine going on in boys lacrosse to our left. Here's the pitch from O'Connell. Inside corner for a strike. 2-2. Twos are wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Kayla Schaefer at the dish. Here's the pitch. Low, and it's 3-2. Riley O'Connell got to be nearing 100 pitches by now. O'Connell trying to bear down and get this third and final out of the inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Taken high, it's second straight walk, and she's loaded the bases. Vogel at third, Wright at second, Schaefer at first. For Marin Amon. Amon's had herself a day as well. 2 for 2, scored on a wild pitch, doubled, singled, and also walked. So the top of the order has proved tricky for Riley O'Connell. Is that one called a strike on the outside corner? Amen digging in. That one low for a ball. Probably have another hour of daylight, maybe. As we near 6:30. Here's the pitch. Outside, Blaine runners taking aggressive secondary leads. A chance for Amen to be the hero here in the bottom of the 5th. Obviously play 7, but a real chance for the Bengals to regain this lead. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, a strike. Kind of amazed at this point that more players haven't swung at that outside strike, given how much it's called. 2-2 the count, 2 out, bases loaded. Fouled off. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off by Amen. Proven tough to put away, as O'Connell would love nothing more than to end this inning right here with a strikeout. Here's the 2-2. And it's hit into center field, but right at Corbin, who makes the catch to retire the side. So Bengals leave them loaded for the 3rd time today, but come up empty. 5-5 our score, with 5 in the books here in Blaine.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/act now.
Breaking news, it's cold. 49, but according to Real Feel, feels like 42. Just what you want out of softball conditions. Sixth inning starts with 2, 3, and 4 due up for Centennial. Cochran, Border, and Nickel. Again against Paige Dahlman, and first pitch swinging down the line, but foul. Cochran with that ankle brace on the right ankle. Kudos to those fans who have hung in there and stuck around for this one. Big game in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Blaine middle of the pack, Centennial right at the top. Dahlman trying to keep that right hand warm. The 0-1 here to Kendall Cochran. And she swings and lofts it out to center field, drifting back, and under it is Schloman for the first out of the inning. So Addison Border steps in now. RBI ground out. Reached out in there and also struck out to end the fourth. One of the few balls we've seen hit to the outfield here today. Outside corner for strike one. Border, a St. Ben's commit. It's the wind of the pitch. Right back up the middle. Solid single for Border. Hardest hit ball today given up by Dahlman. As Gracie Nickel bats, the cleanup hitter today for Centennial. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Border take off for second one of these first two pitches. Trying to make something happen, get into scoring position. Outside and high for ball one. We're in the sixth. A softball cat clash. Two and 0. Nickel reached on a walk, also struck out and grounded out today. It's the 2-0. High and outside, 3-0. Nickel, Dahlman trying to be very careful with the Centennial power hitter. Four-pitch walk. Nickel aboard, Border to second. Second walk issued today by Dahlman. Riley O'Connell, the pitcher, stands in. She singled, advanced on an error, and then scored last inning. She takes a called strike on the outside corner. Not much O'Connell can say about those because she's benefited from plenty of them herself. Those outside corner called strikes. That one way too high, and it's 1-1. One out, two on here in the top of the sixth. Right at the shortstop, Vogel, and they cannot double off. In and out of the glove of Beckman. What a play, though, by Vogel to snare the line drive. And then fortunate that Border didn't get doubled off. So second out of the inning recorded on the line out. Runners remain where they are, or where they were. As Lily Renslow stands in. Singleton scored herself in the fifth, also struck out and grounded out today. 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the sixth. Renslow, the senior catcher, with a chance to be a hero. Right back up the middle, it deflects off the pitcher. They throw to first, not in time. It's dropped by the first baseman, and Centennial takes the lead. Border comes around to score. And 2 runs, in fact, cross the plate. Centennial up 7-5 as Renslow heads to second. So what a wild play there. It was just off the glove. Beckman was up with it. Maybe a hard throw to first. Schaefer couldn't handle it, and then it went out of play, and that allowed the run to score. Nickel from third. Should have been the third out of the inning, but maybe too hot to handle from second, and ultimately 2 runs come across as Renslow advances to second on the 2-base error. And now the umps are talking about whether Nickel should actually go back to third. And I'm doing the scorebook in pen, so if they do reverse this, I'm in real trouble. It's a big call here, though, because obviously a 2-run lead, a lot more preferable than a 1-run lead. Either way, fellas, daylight's burning. Still trying to sort things out here. Don't forget to tune in all spring to lacrosse, softball, baseball broadcasts here on North Metro TV, weather permitting. It's always weather permitting in the spring. Now they're going to call Rick Thomas over. Maybe tell him something he doesn't like. You can hear the raindrops.
Goal for the Bengals, scored by number 21, Russell.
Of course, he knows all these umpires very well at this point. So indeed, it is 6-5 as Nickel will go back to third. Renslow will stay at second, and now it's Kendall Seidenkrantz up at the dish. Seidenkrantz, an RBI ground out in her last at bat, also singled and struck out today. Two on, 2 out. Centennial with a 1-run lead. Seidenkrantz fans at that one. Two for 3, a strikeout, a single, an RBI. She swings and hits that foul past Rick Thomas at third. Amen playing close to that line. But Dahlman ahead in the count, 0-2. It's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and she goes down on strikes. But Centennial pushes across a run with 2 outs. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Cougars with their first lead since the first inning, 6-5.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Now that person's got it right. Big umbrella, gloves, the blanket. Just needs her own, like, generator or something. I guess it's not that cold, but Riley O'Connell warming up. Trying to stave off this upset attempt here at home by Blaine over the 9th-ranked Cougars and keep pace with Anoka, the top of the Northwest Suburban Conference. Lavinka, Beckman, and Schloman due up here in the Blaine half of the 6th. Getting that leadoff hitter will be all important. Of course, last inning, Dahlman got the first 2 and then ran into trouble. Went high and outside for ball 1. Lavinka today 1 for 3. Struck out, ground out, single and scored. Outside 2-0. Still popping that glove pretty good. Here's the 2-0 pitch. 3-0. And again, you just wonder how much the grip or the moisture on the field is affecting these hurlers, if at all. That went over for a strike. Bengals trying to get above 500. Inside, and Lavinka, a speedy catcher, aboard with a leadoff walk. Ellie Beckman is next. She's 0 for 2 today with a couple strikeouts, also walked in the 3rd. Setting up on the outside, Beckman squares, pulls it back, Renslow pumps and fakes a throw to first. Five our score here in the 6th. Bunt laid down, foul. Dusk settling in here at the Blaine High School softball field. The pitch taken back for a ball. Cougars fans understandably perplexed. Riley O'Connell with a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Offered, and strike is the call. That one didn't get far enough away for Lavinka to advance. So the count is 2-2. The leadoff runner Lavinka on second, or on first rather. Kind of surprised she hasn't tried to steal a bag, but she takes her, gets ready to go. Sprinter stance. And gets her lead, and that one outside, the count's run full. Beckman would take a walk or something that would move the runner over. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Outside, called strike 3. Well placed by Riley O'Connell for her 9th strikeout of the afternoon. First out of the inning recorded via the K. 3rd time that Beckman has gone down on strikes today. Brings up the center fielder, Alyssa Schloman. Walked and scored in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, and grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 4th. Inside corner for a called strike. Meanwhile, Lavinka has been lifted for a courtesy runner as Bush is out there. One inside for ball 1. The 1-1 pitch. Bush takes off. Renslow with a kind of a delayed reaction, and she steals the bag. Well played by Bush to take advantage. She scored earlier as a courtesy runner. Count is 2-1 now with a runner at second and 1 out. O'Connell's pitch called a strike, even though Renslow saw it drop out her mitt. So it makes it 2-2. O'Connell would love to rack up her 10th K of the day right here. Schloman trying to battle. 2-2. Bounced in, good block by Renslow to keep Bush at second base. This would be some kind of gritty win for Centennial. Both teams have left plentiful runners on base. Blaine 11, Centennial has left 10 on. That one right at the knees, called strike 3. And Schloman knew it. 10th strikeout of the day for Riley O'Connell. Still walking probably more than she would like. But that one was well placed. Maybe a frame job, but it was too close to take. Seven walks to go along with those 10 strikeouts. Bella Hunter, 1 for 3, a single, couple groundouts. Also scored a run. Well, technically, he has 1 for 2. Sacrifice bunt, single, and then a ground out. Outside, 2-0. Bottom of the order here is Hunter is the 9-hitter, or 8-hitter rather. Strike on the outside corner. When it's for you, you love it. When it's against you, it hurts. Counts 2-1. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Runner advances to third after it glances off of Renslow's glove. So the pass ball allows Bush, the tying run, to move to third. Big pitch right here. Runner at third, 2 out, 2-2 the count. O'Connell trying to strike out the side here in the bottom of the 6th. Outside, the count runs full. Seems like the last 3, maybe 4 hitters, she's run it full with each of them. Walked Lavinka to open the inning, and now courtesy runner stands at third. Here's the pitch. Outside, another walk. 8th of the game issued by Riley O'Connell. Brings up the left fielder, Ellie Swenson, now with runners at the corners and 2 out. Swenson 0 for 2 rather. Struck out and also grounded out. Chance to be a hero. And at least tie this game for her team. Base hit would tie it. Outside, O'Connell trying to nibble around those edges, and it just not always working. Over on the lacrosse field, Centennial leads Blaine 2-1. It's Riley O'Connell pausing for some reason, trying to get back to it. Runners at the corners, 2 out. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Have a half swing, and that's strike 2. Or rather, strike 1. Swenson just looking to slap it through a drawn-in infield right here. And she hits it instead to her manager, Zach Nienamber, former bench boss of the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Second, maybe third season in charge of Blaine. Third it is, yep. Both teams just grinding through this one on a cold and unpleasant day to play softball. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. And of course, as luck would have it, the rest of the week's supposed to be beautiful. 60s and 70s. The one kind of unseasonable day is today.
Me, I did this for my family because I do want to be healthy. But as a side effect, if anybody else just sees it and says, hey, that sounds fun, maybe I'll just walk a part of Blaine, or I'm going to run a little bit. Because again, I think we all deserve it. We all work way too